Good afternoon, I'm Dana Tyler, and this is your CBS 2 update. And we start with breaking news. Bill Cosby was just sentenced to 3 to 10 years for drugging and molesting a woman in 2004. The judge refused Cosby's request for bail. The judge declared Cosby a sexual violent predator, which means he must register as a sex offender when released. Prosecutors asked that the 81-year-old be sent to prison for 5 to 10 years for assaulting Andrea Constand at his home in suburban Philadelphia 14 years ago. Cosby's defense team had asked for house arrest, citing the disgraced entertainer's age and poor health. Cosby is legally blind. Cosby declined to make a statement at his sentencing hearing. His team plans to appeal his case. Again, Bill Cosby is sentenced to prison to 3 to 10 years. We'll be streaming reaction from the courthouse in Norristown, Pennsylvania on CBSNewYork.com, so stay right there for that. In our weather, we're on storm watch because we've got heavy rains across the area. A lot of people dealing with flooding as well. Take a look at this rescue from the rising waters in Bogota, New Jersey. A taxi driver got stuck on River Road with a disabled elderly woman in the back seat of his car. Police got there on a Humvee and pulled the driver out the front window. Then, as 3 feet of water rushed around the car, the officer climbed over, opened the doors, and rescued the woman you see there who was in the back seat. Imagine that. Our crews also found flooded roads on Route 17 near Lodi, New Jersey. Just so much flooding, water out there, cars having to go more slowly, creating waves as they drive through unexpected ponds. And here's a scene in Bayonne where we have gotten reports of cars stuck there because of the water. Rescuers even took out rafts to help get people out of areas that they were just stuck because of the swirls of dirty, rainy water. So what's next? We've had heavy rain causing the flooding in our area, right here in the city as well. John Elliott is tracking the rest of the forecast in the Weather Center. John.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What a messy day it has been. Boy, it's on and off rain and heavy at times. You know, we're seeing some flooding. We had some big issues on 95 earlier today, pockets of flooding around the area. You know, there's about a 10 to 20% chance in poor drainage areas. Your usual suspects, you're going to see some flooding today, not as pronounced central and southern parts of New Jersey. That's today. Tomorrow, jumping ahead, different story. Slight risk of severe thunderstorms with heavy rain that could lead to some localized flooding, but also the other facet of damaging winds and some small hail. So it's definitely a busy period. Here's what's going on. Warm front trying to break through. As it does, it ushers in a lot of moisture, plus that wind around the high is just piling up the waves along the coast. 72 seasonal, but you really can't enjoy it. Gray skies, wet, heavy rain, gusty winds. Tomorrow, we should see a bit of a break. Actually, a hint of sun. It feels warmer for fall, up by about 10 degrees. But what happens with that added instability and a front on the way, that's when we could see some storms fire up late. And the last few model runs have had it in like Wednesday night. So just remember that. And then it breaks through. And Thursday actually shapes up to be an okay day. It's overnight Thursday into Friday where we see another round of showers. Your day today, 72. Rain's going to be heavy at times. And then we're just swapping it out. It's warmer tomorrow with some stronger storms later. Less humid on Thursday.
Police in Tenafly, New Jersey are looking for the suspects in a home invasion where 2 young, frightened yet quick-thinking sisters hid in a closet. CBS 2's Clark Foraker spoke with their mother, who is shaken but proud of the way her daughters reacted.
The alarm was blaring and the 2 girls inside called 911, operators staying on the phone with them until officers arrived at the home. By then, though, it was already too late to catch the crooks. They had left the house. 2 girls, ages 11 and 13, helped police draw this sketch of one of 2 men they say broke into their home in this Tenafly neighborhood Saturday morning through a second-floor master bedroom window. We're not showing the home for the family's safety.
My older daughter heard the alarm go off and walked into the bedroom, and that's where she found the men. And at that point, she just ran. And she locked herself in her room and she dialed 911, and then she heard her sister, her younger sister, stirring and starting to walk out into the hall. And she went out and she grabbed her and they locked themselves in the closet.
Mom Jennifer Yanowitz says she stepped outside just before the men broke in. She says with her girls still asleep upstairs, home surveillance cameras caught a third man ringing the doorbell while holding a ball found in the family's front yard.
They were utterly hysterical, hugging each other in the fetal position, terrified. Like, there's no words for that kind of fear.
Police say the three men drove away in a black Dodge Magnum wagon like this one with New York license plates. Yanowitz says on a Saturday morning her street is busy and she's amazed that didn't deter the burglars.
We feel very blessed that my daughters are safe and okay, and the fact that she had the wherewithal to know what to do and to not panic.
Now police say they need the community's help finding this man who was in the bedroom or this man who rang the doorbell, targeting the house with two kids still inside. The crooks didn't get away with much, just a couple of things that were laying nearby the master bedroom window the crooks broke in through. The 1005 Police Department here has posted all of the information to their Facebook page and is asking for anyone from the community with information to call the police department. In 1005 New Jersey, I'm Clark Foraker, CBS 2 News.
The NYPD is investigating the death of a school bus driver in the Bronx as a possible hit and run. The 62-year-old's body was found on the street at Randall and Zarega Avenues at around 6 this morning. Police say his injuries look like he'd been hit by a car, but police say they have not found witnesses or video of exactly what happened. The streets there in the Bronx have been reopened to traffic. A two-alarm fire ripped through a Washington Heights building early this morning. Firefighters responded just after 5 a.m. at Broadway and 171st Street. The FDNY says the fire apparently started in a bar in the first-floor restaurant. There was only one minor injury. A Chatham, New Jersey family is caught in the middle of a tug-of-war over who's to blame for a disgusting sewage backup earlier this year. It could be something lurking in the pipes near other houses, too. Here's CBS 2's Lisa Rosner with more.
Lisa Rosner here in the borough of Chatham with Ann Pryor, who is one of about 3 victims of something called a Fatburg. This happened in January. And Ann, why don't you tell us what happened?
First of all, I had no clue what a Fatburg was until it happened to me. So it's a congealed clump mess of disposable wipes, tampons, adult incontinence mixed with a little grease and fat thrown down the sink, and it turns into this big congealed lump, and it clogs sewer systems.
And basically, the sewer system from this borough, a lot of the sewage wound up in your basement.
So this Fatburg lodged, and then all of the raw sewage backed up and came into my home and 2 other homes. This one Fatburg caused this massive sewage flood in 3 homes. My home, unfortunately, bore the brunt of it, about 98% of the 16 inches of raw sewage.
So $50,000 worth of damage.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to be talking to Ann, and we will have more of the story on social media and on TV.
Thank you, Lisa. A children's store in the East Village is reopening this weekend after a fire devastated the business. CBS 2's John Diaz went to Ibiza Kids to learn how the supportive community got the store back on its feet.
They aren't going to let a Con Edison transformer fire beat them. And nope, a children's boutique here in the East Village is promising to open bigger, stronger, and, well, cleaner after a fire shut them down 2 weeks ago. For the first time since they closed, the 3-person staff is back here at Ibiza Kids. So is a cleaning crew. But the owners have been here every single day, getting the store back together since soot and smoke from the fire covered their Stuyvesant Town store on September 11th. Now, most of the stores on First Avenue reopened within the next 2 to 3 days. Not Ibiza Kids. They are still closed. Now, no one was injured in the fire, but the shops lost 90% of their merchandise, and owners aren't sure if insurance will cover all of it. They are sure, though, they will reopen this weekend, though, thanks to the community support. They tell me their neighbors are the ones that kept them going, stopping by saying they miss the store and they must reopen, promising they will shop here once they can. Now, they still do not know exactly how this fire started, but again, this shop will reopen this Saturday. In the East Village, John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Health-conscious foodies tout from farm-to-table restaurants. But what about a meal from pixel to plate? 3D printed food has been around, but now a Dutch chef is the first to give 3D printed foods a permanent place on the menu. It's not your normal kitchen work either, creating delicate designs such as an avocado octopus or meatballs filled with curry. Whoa. So it looks very fancy. The chef says the food made from pixels is just as pleasing to the palate. It's unchanged. There's hope the pixels to plate movement expands, improving nutrition and fighting waste by turning some unappealing foods into works of art. Who doesn't like an avocado? I don't know. That's your CBS 2 News update. Stay with us on CBSNewYork.com, along with our Twitter and Facebook pages at CBS New York. Of course, we'll be on top of the weather situation all day. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Dana Tyler. Have a good day. See you on television, CBS 2 News at 6 o'clock.